Storytelling is essential for churches. Stories are remembered up to 22 times more than facts alone. That means your message sticks, inspires, and drives action. Want to grow your congregation, increase support, and amplify your mission? I'll show you how to use storytelling strategically and how to build a culture where powerful stories are shared everywhere. Imagine listening to a budget report versus hearing a member share how the church community changed their life. The story wins every time. It's the heartbeat of generosity. And research backs this up. Nonprofits that tell engaging stories raise twice as much money on average as those that don't. And more than 70% of people say they're more likely to donate to an organization that uses effective storytelling to communicate its mission. Why? Stories speak to the heart in ways statistics can't. Just as Jesus taught in parables, modern church leaders can use real-life parables from their congregation. It's not about spinning fairy tales, it's about highlighting true testimonies of impact. And when donors see the faces and hear the voices behind your ministry, giving becomes personal rather than transactional. In turn, they feel emotionally invested in the mission. One academic study found that when donors receive feedback, essentially a follow-up story of how their gift helped, it strengthens their emotional payoff and increases future giving intentions. In short, storytelling transforms giving from a duty into a desire. This emotional connection is the foundation for all the strategies to come, setting the stage for bringing those stories to life through video in the next step. A heartfelt video testimonial from a church member can be as moving as a live witness on Sunday morning, and it has the power to reach people anytime, anywhere. By gathering short video stories from your community, a youth describing how a mission trip shaped her, a family thanking the church for support during hard times, you put faces to faith and generosity. And this isn't just feel-good fluff, it drives action. 72% of donors say they are very likely to donate after watching a video about a charity's work. And in fact, over half of people who watch nonprofit videos on YouTube go on to make a donation. So why are videos so effective? Well, because they show real emotions. A viewer can see the gratitude in someone's eyes or the joy in their smile, and that's contagious. Using emotional storytelling in videos has been shown to boost donations by 38%. It's the digital age version of testimony time, and it resonates deeply. Keep the tone conversational and genuine. Let people speak in their own words, even if it's a bit imperfect, because authenticity trumps polish. A good metaphor is to think of these videos as modern-day epistles, personal letters of testimony that others experience rather than just read. And by capturing these moments on camera, you create a library of inspiration. With these powerful stories recorded, you're ready to share them far and wide, which is where social media comes in next. Social media is the new town square, or perhaps the new fellowship hall, where your church's stories can travel well beyond Sunday mornings. Posting video testimonials and impactful stories on platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube allows you to reach congregants and seekers right where they are scrolling. Consider this, 85% of churches report that their congregation is active on Facebook, and it's not just older folks checking in. Nearly 79% of Gen Z donors discover new causes via social media. A touching story in a Facebook video or a 60-second Instagram reel can catch someone's eye in a way a lengthy newsletter might not. And half of social media users even say they prefer video over other content types. So those testimonial clips are gold. The key is to tailor the message to the medium. A Facebook post might feature a short quote and a link to the full video, while TikTok or Instagram thrives on quick, compelling visuals. Think of social media posts as digital parables, short, relatable, and shareable. When a member shares how their faith grew through giving and their friends see it, the impact ripples outward. It's word of mouth for the 21st century. Plus, social media lets you engage back. You can thank commenters, answer questions, and build an interactive community around generosity. By taking your storytelling online, you're amplifying its reach. And if you need help creating social posts, check out our free kit complete with hundreds of templates, an AI bot, and a free guide. Not everyone in your congregation lives on social media, which is why the Trusty Church newsletter, whether print or email, remains a powerful tool. So make storytelling a staple of your weekly updates and monthly newsletters. Instead of just listing upcoming events or financial goals, weave in a short narrative. So for example, you could do a member spotlight testimonial or a 2-paragraph story about how donations made a specific ministry moment possible during the month. Churchgoers appreciate these personal touches, and in fact, email and in-service announcements rank among the most preferred ways people want to hear from their church. Even in 2025, many members look forward to that church email in their inbox or the story in the Sunday bulletin. So by highlighting a real-life example, say a youth who found mentorship in the church's programs or a local family reached by the food pantry, you remind everyone reading that their giving fuels real kingdom work. This approach bridges generations too. And according to data from a Vanco Giving study of churchgoer preferences, older members ages 66 to 77 still love seeing stories in the bulletin or print newsletter, while those 24 to 54 are often checking Facebook for church news. By covering both, you meet people where they are. And here's a data point to note. Satisfaction with how churches communicate their contributions' impact has been rising. 57% of church members in a recent study said their church does a good job explaining how donations are used, which is up from 46% a decade prior. The improvement comes from leaders making transparency and storytelling a priority. Every story you include in a newsletter is an opportunity to say, here's the difference your generosity made. And it keeps donors engaged and looking forward to the next update. When they clearly see impact in every channel, it builds a trust that sets the stage for deeper generosity, which leads us into the importance of closing the loop with transparency. When it comes to giving, trust is the currency. Church members need to know that their tithes and offerings are truly making a difference. That's why impactful storytelling must go hand in hand with transparency, essentially showing the after photo of giving. Share outcomes and updates. Did the capital campaign fund the new community center? Well, film a walkthrough and let people see it. Did the mission trip touch lives? Let a participant share what they witnessed. This kind of feedback completes the narrative arc for your donors. And studies confirm the effect. When donors see the results of their contributions, it strengthens their emotional reward and boosts their intention to give again. In other words, showing impact today plants the seeds for generosity tomorrow. As one church stewardship expert put it, people crave knowing their contributions matter. People want to know that their contributions are making a difference. And that emotion is what leads people to consider having a plan to support their churches financially. Instead of just asking for money, you're closing the loop and thanking them with a story of what their gift accomplished. It's like turning on a light so they can see the ministry their generosity fuels. No wonder churches that tie giving directly to mission outcomes see enthusiasm skyrocket. One case study showed a congregation multiplying its recurring givers tenfold after connecting donations to a bold vision and making giving simple. Transparency isn't about boasting. It's about celebrating what God is doing through the congregation's collective generosity. When people regularly hear, because of your giving, this happened, they start to view their donations not as a loss, but as an investment in life change. That trust and positive reinforcement leads naturally into a culture where generosity isn't pressured, it flourishes. And that's our final focus, making storytelling and gratitude an ongoing cycle in your church. The ultimate goal is to bake storytelling into the life of your church so thoroughly that it becomes self-perpetuating. Think of it as tending a flame. Each story shared is a spark that can light another. So encourage members to testify, not just on special occasions, but year-round. Perhaps start a movement in services or small groups where people share generosity stories, times they gave or received and saw God work. Over time, you'll see a cultural shift where giving becomes more than a financial transaction. It becomes part of the community's shared narrative. And this matters immensely in today's climate. With less than 2/3 of millennials identifying as Christians versus over 80% of baby boomers, and overall U.S. church membership dropping from 69% in 1998 to 47% by 2021, fostering personal connection and meaning is critical. Storytelling can counteract those trends by engaging the heart, because people stay where they feel connected. In fact, organizations that emphasize storytelling in their fundraising see donor retention rates climb to 45% compared to just 27% when they don't focus on stories. And that's a huge difference in keeping folks engaged for the long haul. Creating a story-driven culture might start with leadership, but it eventually empowers everyone, from the youth group posting on Instagram with testimonies to elders reminiscing about church history in the newsletter. It's all contagious in the best way. A member who hears how someone else's giving made an impact may be inspired to step up their own contributions, creating a virtuous cycle. Metaphorically, it's like a tapestry. Each individual story is a thread, and as you weave them together, you get a beautiful picture of a giving and caring community. When storytelling and gratitude become second nature in your church, generosity becomes second nature too. And that's a narrative of hope and impact that every church leader can get behind. One story, one testimony, one act of generosity at a time, lighting the path for others to follow. As we wrap up today, remember this: storytelling isn't just a tool, it's a bridge. It connects your congregation to the mission, your donors to the impact, and your community to the heart of your church. When you share stories consistently, generosity becomes part of your culture, not just your campaigns. If you're ready to take this even further, our church growth course unpacks proven strategies to turn storytelling into sustainable ministry momentum. You'll find the link to that, along with every free resource we covered today, in the study guide below. If this video sparked ideas for your church, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you don't miss what's coming next. And let us know in the comments which storytelling tip you're starting with, and feel free to share this with another church leader who could use some fresh ideas. Keep leading with purpose, one story at a time.